culture. Love Jones. You know, I think that, especially right now, when you look at what's happening culturally, and you look at what's going on in the industry, I think in a lot of ways we've made a lot of strides, right? But I think that now more than ever, we need films like Love Jones, right? I think the way that they normalize Black love, it's not just about normalizing Black love, it's about normalizing Black lives. And yeah.
But then they also realized that the women's story was important to tell. And they got women to do it. So thank you. You get the call. Like Reggie said, you take it.
It's 9 minutes, we just saw 9 minutes of clips, but there are so many other things you touch on. Will you give us a few of those things?
Oh my goodness. We interviewed 17 women, and each one has a moment and adds to the overall story. You are our stars, our beauty. We have the beauty light on you, and you gave us everything.
Took us back to Eve's Bayou.
Yes, Eve's Bayou. And it's beautiful. And in the process, we highlight and clip 200 films. We could be making movies. To see and inspiring.
No, it is fantastic, and I think, here we go with another thing that you touch on the makeup, hair and makeup, and if people don't understand this, when you walk into some place, I mean, I have been made to look like a corpse before, and you're just like, hey, help me out a little bit, but it is a hard thing with hair and makeup, especially for Black actresses.
You were so good on that.
Megan, go ahead.
Being able to talk about that, I think, was really important because starting when I started, there was a lot of issues with getting complexion right, with not having someone there who knows how to do a Black person's hair, with there is someone who knows how to do a Black person's hair, who also knows how to do everybody else's hair. Some of the treatments, some of the way that we were taken care of, the way that you would constantly have to fight just to get someone in there to get the right complexion, or to have somebody not use pressing comb on your head that doesn't know how to use pressing comb. I can tell you how many tooth marks I've had on both sides of my head from someone who should have never been handling it in the first place. But you know, as Jurnee knows, growing up in this business, 15 years old, you're told to just be cool, you know, don't be a problem. They might not want to work with you again, you know, especially when you're the only Black cast member. So we can go on and on, but at the end of the day, I think focusing on the energy of we're here now, where not only can you ask for the people you need to ask for to be there, and not just service you, but service others, and have opportunity that they should already have, but now we create that opportunity for the little girls and boys behind us. So.
It's the beauty of walking into some place, whether it's Harlem or whether it's beyond the gates now, you walk onto those sets and you're like, look at this, and look at the folks in the hair and makeup room. It is spectacular, it is beautiful. Take me back to, what are the things that you want people to walk away when they finish watching this, what they should walk away with? Because I don't want to give away any more secrets. You're going to get tonight. But I'm going to get to number one on Call Sheet. And you heard that over and over again. Especially from folks like Gabrielle Union.
Yeah, she was amazing. But I think the lesson is, if you find your purpose, you find your way. Mm-hmm. Yes. There we go. Tagline. Apple. Thank you.
Go ahead, Jared. Go ahead.
No, I mean, finding your purpose, you know, it's one of my favorite quotes from Man vs. Superman by George Bernard Shaw. It talks about that the true joy in life is being used for a purpose recognized by oneself as a mighty one. We're an instrument, we're a vessel for stories. as Nina Simone said, it's the job of the artist to reflect the time. So it's our job to let our people see themselves up on screen, to let them feel less alone, to let them just feel understood, right? And so that's our purpose. So regardless of the obstacle in the way, regardless of the no's, we have to persist because it's actually bigger than us. It's a bigger calling. It's not just about us.
I talked with Megan on the carpet about how she currently does a show that does such a good job of representing young Black women. You see it and you feel like those are your friends in the conversations that you have. And we've seen those kind of ensembles throughout time that have made such a difference. What is it about these ensembles of Black women that have done such a great job of moving cinema and television forward?
Because, as Jurnee was saying, it's real life. It is such a big part of real life for us to be connected to each other, for us to see each other, to love each other, to cover each other, to have experiences that are unique and sometimes cultural, but sometimes just a human experience. And so I think that these ensembles have always worked. It's interesting because when Tracy was shopping the show, before she did Girls Trip, she was trying to sell Harlem. And a lot of people were saying, well, is like Black girlfriends thing, is that a thing? And it was like, well, every girlfriend thing is a thing, but also, of course, Black girlfriend thing is a thing. Have you not seen the shows? Exactly,
Is she here? Is Mara
I
here?
heard you here. Yeah, she is here.
Where are you at, Mara? Stand up.
I think I see a hand back there.
There she is.
That part.
That's the game changer.
To recognize people like that, because without Tracy or Mara Rocket,
Yep.
we don't have our stories.
All right, we've got to wrap up.
Mara started on the Jamie Foxx show.
You better mic drop.
Hey man, amazing. Y'all go over there and y'all take her idea over there, because I know some of y'all got some ideas. Y'all take y'all scripts over there. Y'all got a script. Go right over there. Right there. Mara, wave your hand again. Wave your hand again, Mara. Stand up, please.
No, right now.
Calm down. She said, oh, here come the bullshit. Because I love it, because I was at Dave Brown party and the dude ran up on me and said, hey, Fox, man, I wrote a script in the car. It's your next movie. I said, man, tell me.
Let me tell you something. These two films are incredible. And I hope that I will remind everybody, Apple TV Plus, on the 28th, reach out to your people. Make sure everybody tunes in. We must support the people who are supporting us. Amen. Amen. All right. Thank you for being here tonight. Thank you to our panel.
But also, Kevin, to your question about Allie winning, if you look at a lot of the women who have won Best Supporting Actress, they really were Best Lead Actress. Viola was Best Actress.
Yes.
Even Zoe Saldana, she was Best Actress in Amelia Perez. She had the most lines. She carried the movie. So, it's political with the awards, as Jamie always talks about. It's like, a lot of times the studio, they'll push the stars to go for the supporting because they feel like they can win that versus win the Best Actress, even though they are the best actress. They are lead actress in the movie.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
No, it makes sense. And there's an incredible kind of sequence that goes all the way back to the 70s, showing these great actresses, going back to Cicely Tyson and Diana Ross, sitting in the theater when the names are called for the winner of Best Actress.
You're trying to give away everything, man.
I hate that. It was one of my favorite
I
moments.
want people to watch the movie.
It is such a great moment and a well done moment.
Thank you. I mean, it's the team. It's the team. It's the producers. It's the folks who got folks in the chair. It's the privilege of doing the interviews, pull out the intimacy, and thank you for sharing so much. It's the music, our composer here, it's the editor, it's all of that together. But I want that sound, so I gotta communicate it, you know what I'm saying? The one thing I really want to say is that there's political realities, and everybody knows them. But here's the thing that I learned and was inspired by. Listen, they are number one on their call sheet. And it inspires me to think, me, your mortal, actress, glam, every day, I can be number one on my call sheet. It's a call to action.
I love that. Jamie, come on back down. Jurnee Smollett. Thank you, good. We're going to bring back Tari. Mr. Brown. Candace and Dan, you also come on back down. Everybody make their, we'll start while everybody makes their way down. That was a little taste of it, but there is so much more. Go ahead.
Yes, no, what I want to say is showing clips when you're the filmmaker is really hard. Because you want to show the entire breadth and beauty of the story you spent years creating.
I also think that one of the important things that the women's film gets into is the standard of beauty. We in America are bombarded by a certain standard of beauty, but in our community, we have a different standard of beauty. And it is something that you discuss in this film. Jurnee, I'll let you start with this. How it affects how actresses are chosen for certain roles.
Say more though, in there's like a feedback.
Little echo. Just how the standard of beauty that the world represents, how it affects how women are chosen for roles.
Oh, it's atrocious. Truly, it's gotten better. Looking at those videos of Whoopi, oh my gosh.
Kills you, doesn't it?
It is disgusting. I mean, for one, she's gorgeous. Okay.
But she's also one of the most talented people on this planet. You do anything, whether it's host the Oscars or it's being Sister Act.
Has, a lot of people couldn't contain her talent in their pinky, okay? She has so much ability to disappear, as Jamie said.
Yes.
So in
Whoopi Goldberg, live at the Met. One of the most incredible.
Yes. Her one-woman show. The truth of the matter is, this is one of the things one of our queens, Viola Davis, said to me once. She was like, beauty only really matters, celebrity only really matters on the red carpet. When you are on set, you cannot care about how you look. And it's so true. You have to be willing to be ugly. You have to be willing to be raw, no makeup, because the camera doesn't lie, But it is truly unfortunate that it is one of the plagues in our industry.
Yeah, Megan, your thoughts on that?
I agree. I think that it's, again, the Jurnee was saying, watching that was heartbreaking because I'm like, at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter. It's how you show up for the character, it's the work that you put in. It's not just what you bring as a talent and all of that, but it's also how you treat everybody around you, is to create the, there's so much feedback, oh my God.
Welcome to our world.
Experience that you create, especially if you are number one on the call sheet, an experience that affects everybody else and should be a truthful, beautiful human experience that's not based on anything else but how you show up and how you treat everybody around you.
Thank you, Jurnee, thank you, Megan, women in Hollywood. And it was not a depressing sob story. It was, we love our work. We are trying to work all the way to the top, but yes, there are some obstacles. So it's a story of resilience and brilliance.
Part of that brilliance is the celebration of Halle Berry winning that lead actress Oscar, and that moment, and how it made everyone feel. And I love looking back on that moment and thinking about it. I'll throw this out to the panel. Do you remember where you were at that moment? Because I remember looking at my wife and just being like, oh my God, are we about to cry in here because this woman won this Oscar? Anybody in the panel? Misha, you?
I don't want to fully age myself, but there's a clip in the film that shows some high school students who say, we won, and I remember, I think there was some high school, I don't know, but it was that feel, right, that it was. And I remember feeling it afterwards too, with, you see it all in the movie with the supporting actresses, that there is a feeling like, finally.
How was it bringing that out? Because you also touch on the fact that no one's won since.
You know, these stories are so important to tell, but they're important to tell in context. And we are part of the relay race of history, right? We stand on the shoulders of the people who came before us, and here we are. So I wanted my children, who teens, salty teens, to be like, oh, I get it. So when we hear somebody like Taraji talking about certain things on social media on the red carpet, we have a context for understanding. We have been limited in our ability to reach the pinnacle. And we're not taking that anymore. We don't have to take that anymore. And the more we know that and feel that and see excellence, I can do that too. Hey, I'm gonna be, hey. I mean, Jamie Foxx all day doing press. I'm trying to
Everybody to chime in real quick on what was your reaction when you first had a chance to view this? Dennis, you go first.
You know, I was really struck by just how powerful the different anecdotes were. And that goes for both of the films, like obviously we'll get into the other one, but you know, I think as an audience, people are used to seeing interviews from these incredible icons, right? So you think you know them, like you think you know the stories, you've heard the stories, but the way that Reggie was able to get them to open up and to really show that vulnerable side about the challenges, the things they've had to overcome, I think is extremely relatable, and it's gonna resonate with audiences everywhere. I think you can see a little bit of yourself, your own struggles, and your own aspirations in that. I love that part.
Dan?
It was simple. For me, it was Reggie is good. He knows how to get people to open up and to share and to be intimate. And that's very difficult with folks who are in front of cameras all the time and have the spiel that they sometimes will give. And Reggie got past all of that very quickly. And also just to tolerate who really is the guy who has assembled this extraordinary group of people. I don't know anyone else who could have done it.
Real quick, Reggie, you've done a few of these, and they've all been great. But what made this one different?
Well, I was really grateful for this opportunity because a couple of years ago, I did a movie about Sidney Poitier called Sidney, which is also on Apple TV+. And She's the alpha. Everybody in this theater stands on the shoulders of Sidney Poitier. So to do a bookend, to say, here are the sons of Sidney Poitier. Here's what they have to say. Here's Sidney. We know what he did for all of us. One of the greatest human beings to ever live on this earth. And here we are. We got the baton in the hand, and we're running hard.
I want to say thank you to everyone on this panel. You were fantastic.
Yes.
You want to
so much. No, we have the baton in our hand. And we're running. And don't let nobody run past you and hit you with the baton. I will. You're trying to say, I didn't really hit you. Yeah. You didn't hit me with that goddamn baton. Everybody seen that shit. And I heard it. So we gonna run, and if we have to hit somebody in the back of the head, that's what we'll do. Right there on Hollywood Boulevard. I'm smacking my head with a baton. I gotta get in the gym because Dwayne Rock was way bigger than me in this. Motherfucker was huge. Just something else.
Thank you, panel. You were fantastic. It was fantastic. We're not done. No. You gotta go sit down. We have more to see. So, the women's film. Whose mic is that? Oh, being a part of something like the Star Wars universe.
You feel black as hell. Come on, you were all thinking it when you saw me. Like, oh, it's black. But it's to be invited into a universe. I think that has been pivotal to a lot of careers. James L. Jones, Billy D. Williams, Samuel L. Jackson, and then to be coming into the present day version of that is a huge opportunity, and that's something I don't take for granted. But more than that is to meet the young kids and other young aspiring actors who look at that and use that as a motivating factor to get what they want to get out of this industry. So it's been a blessing so far.
Mm-hmm. And Morris, I can't leave without giving a plug, man. CBS. How is that being number one on the call sheet?
It's a huge responsibility, you know. It's a challenging schedule of a network television show, but you know, I'm up for the challenge.
About damn time. There is also a great part of this first doc about family. And can you have a family working together and the different companies, and I love it. And Jamie, your daughter and Datar really do a hell of a job of putting business together nonstop. How is that thing? Because I know watching Brent grow up, but also Datar. I mean, I've been on calls with him and watched him work his magic.
Corinne's right there.
Where's Corinne?
My daughter right there. She's amazing. And you know how it is when you have kids in this business. People look at you, the way they evaluate you is how your kids turn out. And so I'm so blessed and fortunate to have Corinne in my life, who's absolutely amazing. And it's all on her. She did it. It's so beautiful to see her, the way she runs the company, the way she carries herself. And she saved her daddy 30 minutes ago. She saved me and made sure I'm here in front of you today. So I love her with everything I got. She's got it.
Yeah, she is a superstar. And Reggie, how about for you? You know, you're off making movies, you talk about your son. I mean, I've seen you, I've sat across the field at soccer games telling my son, go get him, don't let him score you. But how is it raising a family in this Hollywood environment?
Well, when I first got married, what we talked about was how do you maintain values and drive in Hollywood? And that was the thing that was most important to me and my wife to say. We were both fortunate to have great parents, grew up in a strong household, but how do you maintain drive in the wake of abundance, right? I mean, I'm from East St. Louis. Y'all know that. So, and look, it all worked out for me, but we can't just go, well, I grew up in this tough environment and I had abundantly in success, thank you. But how do we maintain that success, like the Kennedy family? How do you do that? And we've been very fortunate that we have two extraordinary children who make us proud every day. And we do our part, but they do their part. They are their own people, and I'm proud of them every day.
All right, we're getting ready to do